My name's Brian Ensminger. You might have read my bio on the beginning of the class. And my project that I chose to do is industrial hemp for livestock feed. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the types of products that you can use hemp for livestock feed, the types of animals that are going to eat hemp in all its various forms, and what kind of nutritional value it can provide for animals, and how that would relate to farming and production of milk or poultry or eggs and all of that kind of information. So I hope you enjoy. Sit back and watch because it'll be an interesting video, hopefully. Cannabis sativa varieties are suitable options for livestock feed. The forms in which animals can ingest the hemp plant would be hemp seed oil, hemp meal, a byproduct of hemp seed oil, whole hemp plant, including the herds, and hemp flour, which is ground up dried hemp leaves. As you can see, industrial hemp has an incredibly versatile possibility for livestock feed. This is an example of a plant that can contribute its entire biomass as a food source in the case of animals that ingest the entire plant. Many other plants are harvested for their seed, stalk, or fruit, and everything else is discarded. Under the right practices, the entire hemp plant can be utilized. Some common farm livestock and other animals that could benefit from the consumption of hemp include poultry, fish, horses, and ruminants, which include animals like cattle, sheep, and goats. Ruminants can obtain nutrients from plants through specialized stomachs. They have a 4-compartment stomach, the largest being the rumen. Inside that specialized stomach compartment, the process of fermentation, aided by microbial actions, work to digest the plant materials that are too large or coarse for humans to digest in our single stomachs. Chickens are not examples of ruminant animals. Feeding hemp seed oil, or hemp meal to chickens can provide many benefits. According to Hemp Foods Australia, including hemp seed or hemp oil in egg-laying hen diets can contribute to altered fatty acid composition in eggs. Hemp is providing the chickens with protein and energy, which is consequently altering the end product, in this case the egg. Not all eggs are created equal, and research is conducted to determine factors such as yolk percentage and shell percentage. N3 fatty acids are essential fats. They have been linked to reduce heart disease and stroke and are sometimes prescribed as dietary supplements. Here is an example of gaining significant benefits from industrial hemp. With industrial hemp, production of egg products can provide a different nutritional value than simply ingesting hemp seed. Not considering that eggs are much cheaper than dietary supplements, which would you rather eat? A concept that is foreign to many is that of aquaculture. Not all fish come from the ocean or rivers in natural settings. Aquaculture, or fish farming, can also benefit from hemp. Due to problems of overfishing, production of striped bass developed as an industry to provide fish to consumer markets. Sunshine bass is a cross between female white bass and male striped bass. It has been tested for hemp consumption. In a journal produced by European Food Safety Authority, I read about a 10-week feeding study on juvenile sunshine bass. In that article, it states that a mixture of 30% fish meal, 30% soybean meal, and 15% corn could be replaced by a mixture of 27% soybean meal, 27% meat and bone meal, and 20% hemp seed meal without negative effects on performance. With that said, introduction of industrial hemp can be a viable option for changing diets of striped bass. USDA Ag Research magazine published an article on research into this type of aquaculture production. They stated that more than 40% of the variable cost of hybrid striped bass farming is attributed to feed. One strategy to reduce costs is to find other, less expensive ingredients to use in commercial diets. Hemp products may not be at that level of value to aquaculture farmers yet because of lack of cultivated acreage available in the U.S. Sunshine bass farmers are also in search for better nutrition and feed diets. These fish have evolved to eat smaller fish, meaning that their diets are adapted to high protein. Hemp has a very high protein content. Research is also being conducted to find better sources of amino acids. Current trends have been using poultry industry byproducts as well as fish, bone, feather, and blood meal. Why not get those amino acids from hemp? Aquaculture can be an expensive operation, and the main consideration for fish feed is lowering the cost. If hemp production was more common in the US, this could provide a valuable option. Although this plant can be a valuable food source for many different animals, the main issue farmers would face is availability. Hemp food sources are simply not available in low-cost means due to low production in the US. It is much cheaper to secure feed from local areas and avoid transportation costs that are associated with imports. Industrial hemp can be used in production of dairy cows or beef cows. This is not a popular option for dairy cattle due to concerns over THC content in milk. Milk produced in most mammals, including humans and cows, contains high contents of secretions from the body. Instances of poisoning from milk consumption have occurred. Plants like snake root and bracken fern are poisonous to humans. If cattle ingest these plants in the pasture, that poison can be excreted into the milk and contaminate the milk product. THC is easily excreted by the mammary route. This leads to concerns of THC content reaching the consumers who ingest the milk. Because of this, and other issues facing the dairy industry, such as public attention to animal welfare and environmental issues, as well as higher rates of consumption for non-dairy products, the industry may be apprehensive about including hemp in milk cows' diets. Hemp is also a valuable food source for horses. I worked with horses for 4 years. Over that time, I learned about the specialized diets that certain horses had. Usually we had a chart with each horse's name on it, and the percentage, in scoops, of different food sources we would combine. Hemp Foods Australia provided a detailed list of the benefits of hemp oil for horses. The benefits they highlight are high protein content, unique high oil content with excellent fatty acid composition, and an efficient source of dietary energy with improved power-to-weight ratio. Other benefits highlighted on this list include healthy gut integrity, reduced inflammation in arthritic horses, it helps to lower heart rate in exercising horses, enhances body conditioning, reduces aggressive behavior, and is ideal for pregnant mares in late gestation with reduced appetite but increased energy requirement. So what are the main food sources for livestock feed currently? Most commonly, alfalfa pellets for poultry and horses, barley for dairy cattle, canola meal as added protein source, soybean pellets and soybean oil, flax, oats, wheat, and corn. Corn is the most abundant livestock feed produced in the U.S. and is the main ingredient in most livestock feed sources. Corn is grown in massive fields in my area, as you can see from the photo. United States farmers can benefit from the addition of a different crop into field rotations and production plans. Corn does not compete with the nutritional value that hemp seed and hemp products have to offer. Soybean is perhaps hemp's biggest nutritional competitor. Soybean farming has been expanding drastically in South America and other parts of the world. Production of soybean in these areas can lead to serious environmental issues, such as deforestation, contribution to global greenhouse gas emissions, threatening biodiversity, and high input of agrochemicals. These chemicals can easily leach into water bodies and neighboring ecosystems. Here we have an option to grow a different crop that requires far less input and no chemical treatment. Another interesting thing to consider in farm operations is bedding. Bedding is spread in stalls to provide absorption and increase sanitation. Most typical bedding products come from wood. Pine is very common. Hemp herds are a great alternative to pine shavings. This gets back to the concept of using the entire plant with a purpose. Also, using fiber from an annual crop rather than that of a crop that takes many years to grow can pose significant benefits. Industrial hemp for livestock feed is not currently an option for farmers in the United States. There are still concerns over THC in animal products. In time, I foresee farmers being able to utilize this amazing crop in their animal feed diets. Other parts of the world, like parts of Europe, do use industrial hemp for livestock feed. Those varieties cannot exceed 0.2% THC content in dry matter. I hope you enjoy my project on industrial hemp. I tried to relate it to environmental issues that are revolving around the agricultural industry. Industrial hemp provides many benefits for different animals. That can also be benefits for humans in consumption of those animals. Take this information and do some of your own research into the things that were interesting. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks a lot.